Why don't you just break it open and make something out of it? This is a Scion Organizer 20 years ago, in 1993 it launched. It was ARM's first major product platform, right? So the Scions were the original ARM specification. This was at a time when they were developing their own hardware. And what's interesting about this is that it has a very nice punchy keyboard, right? It's not like two little buttons, dinky buttons. It's actually proper springy keyboard. It had a stylus. It had a resistive screen. Okay, fine. It's not capacitive. But it had apps as stickers. Yeah? So when you touch each one of these, it goes directly to the application. More importantly, it had 2 Duracells and it lasted 30 days. I could do my Word, Excel. I could do my internet basic browsing. It was like Netscape Lite. I had email on it. In fact, when I was 16, I wrote an FTP client for this. It transmitted data over infrared, and that was very, very slow. You can even transfer an MP3 file over infrared. So this is a back-in-the-day technology. Now, what we want to do is, we'll get you several of these, and we're going to break them. We're going to take out certain parts of them. Microsoft, the Visual Studio team, they are extremely interested in this. What if, in this era of doing everything on the web, we could put HTML5, modern web browsing capabilities, Facebook, all that stuff, and be able to make use of all the apps that we used to have, Word, Excel, internet, email, just for a web browser, right? What do we need to do this? We need a micro operating system that can run WebKit. We need to be able to support a black and white screen, so we're going to need some drivers for that. We are going to need an SSD, so we want it to run as fast as possible on flash memory. And it has to be powered by 2 Duracells, so we need to look at all the power outputs, all the voltages, and wire this in to make it run as though it's a modern technology, but based on older designs, older hardware, right? This is putting recycling technology completely on its head. If you can do it with this, then you can form a formula, a process, a methodology to look through all these old phones, old devices, and recreate it for modern technologies. What would it take to put a Nokia that was 20 years ago with 4G access? What do you need, right? This is a great experiment to look at. And we will have several of these devices. Okay, cytoplasm, sorry, I'm nearly finished for those of you that are tired, I'm sorry. It's a lot to take in at once. Cytoplasm is about the Internet of Things, so this will be on the competition, about pairing things over a very wide distribution network. So, I have a heart rate monitor, it's monitoring me and it's recording, it's logging me, but I want this information in New York. Okay? I want to be able to subscribe, and I want groups of subscribers. So this is looking at how do we create protocols for these sensors that can disseminate this information over the Internet of Things. Okay? You might need the Captain device to push it out. You might need other platforms like on the Facebook project, how you light things. You might need RFIDs. You might need a whole bunch of other things to make this happen. But this pairing over a wide area, this is like a virtual cytoplasm. It's how things get contained across the Internet of Things. So, my favorite mouse, my favorite keyboard, my stuff here is interoperating with a whole bunch of sensors in someone's house in another country, right? How these things get grouped together. Okay, recently the Department of Computer Science have constructed our own Arduino from scratch. So we looked at the Arduino platform, the LilyPad platform in particular, and we found that we can create our own circuit. We designed the circuit, we've got it manufacturing now, right? What I want to see from the Fleming Society for this is to augment this with your own sensors, with your own other devices, and add into the pinouts. We have several pinouts here on the expansion bus. If I want to make this Wi-Fi capable or Bluetooth capable, I want to make some new type of radio frequency or RFID reader to augment these Arduinos with additional facilities. What else can we do with it? So let me tell you about what we're currently doing in this. We have 1,500 of these about to be deployed in schools across the country. I have a team of 4 students that will be creating a learning toolkit. They'll be able to drag and drop code and say, hi, it's got an accelerometer, so we want to balance whether a plank of wood is level. Or we want to have with the temperature, sorry, it's on the other side of it. We have the temperature. Maybe you want to capture temperature readings of soil. Or even better, with your pinout, plug in a pH meter of soil. These are high school kids. They'll be using the circuit, capturing data for the first time, and they'll be building their first ever apps. Right? We want to augment this with a whole bunch of different sensors. So there might be some really nice opportunities here. And this comes from Anthony Finkelstein, who's the Dean of Engineering. He wants to see this rolled out with a wide spectrum of uses. It might not just be for teaching. You might have it in healthcare. You might have it for a lot of different uses. But as it stands, we've got a few sensors that we can manipulate. And more importantly, Microsoft have given us 8 engineers at Microsoft Redmond to build .NET compatibility for this. So you can control it from Windows, you can control it from other platforms. And the final one is another one from Bill Buxton. Our students together, all of them combined, Management Science, EE and CS, are going to design a new type of hard drive. Currently, Seagate, the manufacturer, have a wireless hard drive, but it only has a one-way Wi-Fi signal that lets you log in from your computer straight to the drive. We want this hard drive to go in your backpack. Microsoft Research have published a device driver that lets you split up that Wi-Fi signal. And if you have an interest in radio frequencies, we want to be able to analyze that signal and to be able to create a connection jointly to a phone, to a laptop, and to the cloud simultaneously. Yeah? This is several Wi-Fi signals happening on one hard drive, and an operating system for that hard drive will be built. What will happen is that as you're doing your navigation, as you're retrieving files from your portable drive, you patch data. You don't download all of your photographs at once from the cloud. As you start accessing the photographs, it knows what you're accessing, and then it will buffer what comes next from the cloud. Okay? This means that your life and your world, you get this intermediary level that you can access. And it means that you will have this ability to transfer data and patch information with reliability in this model that is in your backpack. Okay? So I think I've said quite a lot about what kind of projects we're dealing with. But this is where I wanted to tell you that you have the Fleming Society, and what we want for all of you is to experience working with computer science, working with management science, working with art students to actually construct a concrete product. You have the companies backing you on your CVs. Yeah? We recommend that if you have your Wednesday afternoons for the Fleming Society, then we allocate our students, all those different categories of students, to meet up on Wednesdays, and you'll get a notification that you are part of this project. You would probably have a voting system of some kind, I guess, to choose which projects you might want to be a part of. We'll get you all of the hardware. You'll start getting to meet the clients with the students all together. And for 1 year, we see what you can publish. We see what you can produce. We see what you can bring to market on Kickstarter with your own names on it. Right? So you have Fleming Society. What we have in CS is called the SSIGs, the Student Special Interest Groups. And I want to nominate the Fleming Society Facebook page to be created as a Fleming Society joint SSIG, where we bring in all these students together so you can start communicating with them. I think I've said quite a lot.
Any questions, maybe, at this
Yes.
point?
How are teams allocated? How do you get on?
How?
So I think and
Our teams.
How do you get onto the projects? How do
Yeah,
you-
we'll talk about it now, I think. Thank you, Dean. I hope you all liked it as I liked it in the beginning.
Where can we find these projects to look at them again?
We'll talk about it
we'll email it
now,
to
like
you. Yeah.
everything,
So everything,
according to the
all the
Fleming
material-
Society.
all
we'll
the
talk about it.
materials we publish on the Fleming Society, and we'll say that from next Wednesday will be the first session that you'll get to meet the CS and management science students. Okay? The students have already started this. They've had 2 weeks to start researching and reviewing it. Some of them have already started to meet the clients. So you coming on board now, you'll get that added information and instructions that can help get you started. You might have your own ideas. You might want to bring in hardware and particular models and methods that you want to start with that you can suggest to our students. Remember, our students, they don't know what you know, and it would be nice to have that agreement of ideas from the very beginning. Yeah? Remember, no one is anyone's master in this project. Everyone is working equally, and if you say that you're taking part in this project, that means you signed on for a year. This is not something that you sign on for a week or two and then you're like, oh, I've got other things to deal with. This is you having Microsoft sign a letter of recommendation with your name on it. Right?
Right. Thank you very much. So maybe I'll take over now. You've seen the projects. We've got a sign-up form on Google Forms. So if you're interested, if you like any of these, we'll post a link on Facebook. On these two computers, they're open. So I guess there are too many of you now, so it's not going to work. So just check our Facebook page. There's going to be a form. Write your name, year of your study, email, and the project you're interested in. In I hope about a week time, we'll see how many responses we got. Which projects need like more. Maybe somewhere there are too many people, so we have to assign you more. Maybe there's going to be like a backup project if there are two that you like. And I think that's it for this. In Fleming on Wednesdays we're gonna have late sessions up to like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We'll see how long it's gonna take. Maybe on Mondays as well. I know lots of you got sports and other activities on Wednesdays, so maybe we'll consider Mondays as well. And all the other days during the week, if you find a piece of table that's spare, and there's plenty of it, you can come as well. So are there any questions at this point?
Can we ask about if you want to know more about the projects before we start?
All the projects should have some more details. I hope in a week there's for each project.
You said already 2 weeks ago doing this project, right?
Yeah, so you can
So
meet
we
the
ask
groups.
people
Yeah,
where-
you can go to the group. So
You can go to them.
I have a session tomorrow. I'll email you the times that they're in their sessions, and there's a session on Friday morning as well. Because we have 90 students working on this.
Yeah, it's a very early project. I just got to know yesterday. I wanted to make it happen as quick as possible. So there are still things that needs to be sorted out, but hopefully by the end of this week you'll know more. Any questions? Okay, thank you again.
Thank you.
We as Fleming were supposed to run the autonomous robot competition introduction. I don't know if you still have some strength and power, or was it too
10 minutes,
too
15
much for you?
tops. Promise. Pinky
You can
promise.
add the robocop onto that.
Okay.
Yeah. that would be something.
So maybe voting, because if not, we can move it to different date. Because do you want to listen about the autonomous robot today, or do you
10
want to
minutes,
10
promise.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
So this is the autonomous robots indoor race you've all probably heard about. It's organized by me and Victor, and it's sponsored by ARM, so that's going to be quite a substantial help. We've got a few basic rules we want to share with you today. The first one is about the teams that's going to sign up. It's going to be teams of 2 to 5 people, mixed years or not. So you can have first year, second year, third year, one team, or whatever you want to do. Nobody really cares. And then you're going to have to sign up. Each of the teams is going to have to sign up on Google Forms, or you're going to find it posted on Facebook or on these two computers. But
If you want to stay
It's a
and
lot of-
sign up now,
yeah.
go for it.
Well,
Because you're all tired.
we'll post it on Facebook, and it's going to be on your email.
Hopefully, if you're interested, please do it by the end of the week, so we know how many people are still interested. Important days. It starts today, obviously. Until the end of October, you got time to make a general design, blog design, all the ideas that you can figure out. Please submit it to us by the end of October. Then we'll review it and order the components for you guys. Hopefully in mid-November we're gonna have them here in the lab, so you can start actually building the robots. And then until March you have time to work on it, do whatever you want, make it better, make it awesome. And there's gonna be a race on the 14th of March. We want to run all the 10 robots at the time. It's gonna be big rage and see whoever's the best.
Yeah, the thing with general design submission, you have to also submit a bill of materials. So we get a rough idea of what you need to build your robot. Each team is going to have a given budget. It's going to be up to £75, in components. We can provide microcontrollers from the lab and
We have
most of
lots
the
of
basic
stuff here.
components, but we might need to order a lot of sensors, motors, whatever you guys are going to need for that. These are the basic rules of the competition. Design obviously must be original and not copied. Practice races will take time throughout the building process, as you're going to need to know what to expect from the actual final race, because since it's an autonomous robot, it's going to be an unknown obstacle race. So it's going to have to be able to navigate from, let's say, one point of the lab to the other point of the lab by itself without any user input. So that's why we're going to have practice races to give you a rough idea of what's going to happen at the end. Only components through Fleming societies are going to be allowed, so you don't get to buy. You could probably buy like really smart computers and put it on a robotic platform and have a smart as hell robot that's going to do all the job in 10 minutes, but we don't want that. And we're obviously going to have a few constraints because we don't want any monster robots or R2D2s at the end. The robots are going to be have to be able to move on solid ground, so on the floor or something solid. So they're not going to have to fly or go through water.
Unless you really want to make one.
Yeah, if you want to make a
this is-
flying one,
Uh,
if you think you can make a flying
talk to
drone,
us, and if you think you can make it in.
we're going to double the budget for that one.
Yeah.
Seriously. And they must be able to use a 6-volt, 3.2 amp hour lead acid battery. That's going to weigh like 3/4 of a kilo. So you got to have to think in terms of the weight of the robot and power management and all that stuff. And the robot's going to have to be a maximum of 25 cubic centimeter dimensions, whatever. So we don't want any huge robots and stuff like that. You can make a walking robot, crawling, with wheels, jumping, yeah, whatever you can think of, as long as it can move from one point to another. And if you want to make it flying, I'm serious about it. We're going to double the budget or triple it.
We want to see some flying robots,
Yeah.
but this is much more euphoric. So talk to us before.
Yeah, as I've said before, microcontrol units can be obtained from Fleming society.
Evaluation criteria, of course, engineering skills. So we want to see you here in the lab doing the work, and we want to see all the process. So this will be evaluated. How the robot looks. It might be creepy, might be colorful, whatever, but make something that looks nice. This will be taken into account. Price, that's nothing. Budget use, of course, we've got the 75 pounds maximum. But if you can make something that's going to complete the task in 10 quid, yeah, that's going to be a big point. Performance, it's time. It's I don't know how many times it crashes. Maybe we will let you pick it up and turn over if something goes wrong. But this is all in.
About the engineering skills shown, in order to be able to evaluate that, we're gonna ask you to keep some sort of a record of the building that's happening. So you're gonna have like a logbook, like the one you've been using in the labs,
don't
but
compare
not
to the one
like
in the
that.
labs.
Okay,
Just
yeah, that one's bad and really detailed.
Once a while, do a picture and write
Yeah,
2 sentences.
Document somehow the work. So when we go to ARM and tell them, well, we've had this competition, you guys have given us money, a lot of money for this. This is what we did with your money, and we didn't go on a vacation or something.
And if you look up on Fleming's wiki page, there are lots of started projects. Myself as well, I haven't put any documentation there, and it's useless unless you make a recording. So please do that.
And last but not least,
Yeah, prizes, 300 quid to
Yes.
share.
yeah, it's going to be a 300 quid shared price.
Unless we get more money from ARM.
Yeah, if we get more, we're going to increase the prices, definitely. We're not going to give out money, I guess. We're going to ask you guys to give us ideas on what you would like as a prize. I don't know, maybe you would like an Xbox. For 150 pounds, you could probably buy an Xbox. So if you want an Xbox as a prize and you win the dem competition, you can get an Xbox, no doubt about it.
Sure.
Prizes, yeah.
100 pounds for second place and 50 pounds for third place. Again, we're gonna have to, we ask you to sign the form on Google Docs
Please do
and
it
let us
before
know as
Sunday.
soon as possible. Hopefully, possibly this week. It will be great. If not, next week is fine too, but try and make it quick. You can talk to each other and make up teams of 2 to 5 people, pick a leader, and just complete the forms on.
If you're really unable to find the group, I hope you won't, but if somehow you don't, write us an email that you're looking for a group, maybe we don't know.
Yeah, we could possibly assign you to a group.
Alright, any questions to this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Can we buy our own components?
No, as I've said, you have to order the components through Fleming Society. We're not going to give you the actual money to buy components. You're going to tell us, well, I want this and this and this, and we're going to subtract it from your £75 account. Or
Yeah, we have a budget for Fleming, and everything that we spend has to go for Fleming. So if you buy it for your own, you can probably, but we're not going to give you money. But this is basically just for it, so you don't buy something super duper stuff to put on your robot.
So we want to make it fair. Yeah.
How will the obstacles relate to flying robots?
Probably would then put
It's probably going to have like 2 hula hoops to
Yeah.
fly through.
or
Those are
some
going to be the
window.
obstacles.
So
Yeah, or window.
let's say there's a fire in the building, you need to somehow get in, so we put some window there. If you want to fly, you have to go through the window. This is going to be the constraint. Any more questions?
Not scratching my head.
Okay, thank you very much. Check our Facebook page for the forums. Talk to us if you don't want to ask questions in the whole group.
And email us with any
Email
questions
us
you've
with any
got.
questions as well. Thank you guys. Sorry for keeping you so long.